Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to PG-13 Movie Month. And today we go back in time to 1995, where we had a video game adaptation that was a huge hit for the movie studio, that New Line Cinema, that they did The Mask, Nightmare on Elm Street, and a bunch of other franchises, including the original Ninja Turtles movies. And this is the 1995 first live-action adaptation of Cast Your Might. Mortal Kombat. Love the soundtrack in this movie. The freaking Mortal Kombat soundtrack, badass. It was in the arcade for the original when the arcade came out of the first game. And even though this isn't R, this should be R. If they do a reboot of this movie, all you need is the same characters, better CG, and an R rating, and the movie's going to be fine. But let me get a drink first. This is brought to you by V8 Splash Fruit Medley. Need to stay hydrated. It's really hot outside. So Mortal Kombat, I saw this movie when I was 10 on VHS. I was like 10 or 11. I like the film. It's not perfect. It has cheese. Some of the fights are awesome, actually. I know it doesn't have the gore and the blood of the game, but they did a lot right with this adaptation. It's one of the most faithful adaptations of a game I've seen in my entire life, and I've seen a lot of video game movies. It's basically what the game is. Liu Kang, the main character here, played by Robin Shao, his brother gets killed by Shang Tsung, his arch enemy, and he has to fight in a tournament in order to get to Shang Tsung, beat him, and then save the Outworld. That's basically the synopsis in a nutshell. And I did play the game. I played the first game, the fourth game, and I've seen other people play other 2 and 3. And I've seen most of the fatalities of the recent games on YouTube. It's brutal stuff, man. But this is well casted. Robin Shaw is a good lead as Liu Kang. I like Haruyuki Tagawa as Shang Tsung. Lyndon Ashby. Originally, it was going to be Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee. But he passed away after The Crow, so they had to recast. And I wish he had done this movie, because he would still be with us. Old, but he would still be with us. But Lyndon Ashby does a good job as Johnny Cage. He's charismatic. He has good one-liners. They're cheesy at times. But he's a good American actor. It's very underrated. You have Bridget Wilson, the actress. She was in fans of Adam Sandler know her from Billy Madison. She was the teacher, I believe. She's really hot. Talisa Soto is Katana. She's basically Liu Kang's love interest in a way. And you got Christopher Lambert, the Highlander himself, as Raiden. Awesome casting choice. And they never whitewash him, because Raiden is a freaking supernatural being in the game. Because he has like, he dresses as an Asian, but he has like lightning out of his eyes like Thor in Thor Ragnarok. And I love his voice. It's like, the great tournament is like this. You must conquer your fear. He has a great voice. Like, that voice should be really annoying, but he has a really good voice. Like, it's so theatrical, and he has a great laugh. It's like, ha, 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 ha. And even though he doesn't have the things coming out of his eyes, well, not until the very end, it is faithful to the game. You got the villains from the game. You got Kano with the metal face and human face. You got Sonya Blade. That's who Bridget Wilson plays. You have Goro, who's this hand puppet. It's not CGI. It's a guy with a suit, hand puppet. The mouth movements are a little bit wonky, but like I said, this was 1995. They didn't have Avengers CGI back then. Like Reptile, when you see that creature version of Reptile, it's CG. It looks really, really bad. That's one of the few problems with the film, besides that there's no gore like in the game. But they say fatality, and they say, finish, I think, your soul is mine. And there's a lot of nods to the game. Like, the fight scenes are great. I think the fight scenes are badass. Sub-Zero and Scorpion steal the movie in the scenes that they're in, because they have the powers just like in the game. Sub-Zero blasts people with ice powers that will make Elsa cream her pants. And Scorpion is like this, and he has his hand come out. It's like, get over here! It's just like the game. All it needs is the gore. Reboot this movie. You can do it better. It is a solid, decent film from 1995. It's not for everyone. I know that they said, "Oh, it's so cheesy, it's so stupid." The sequel is a lot worse, guys. Annihilation. Trust me. That has some of the worst CG in any video game movie. This one is wonky, but it also has good practical effects with the puppets and the sets that they use, the real locations. I like these characters from the game. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's not 2 hours and 30 minutes. Fuck you, Last Jedi. You don't need to make a movie that long. Sometimes an hour and 40 is all you need. Yes, the original Star Wars had 2 hours, but they worked with it. A long running time can work if you got enough material. If you're just going to pad the movie out, then fuck off. This is how you do it. I never felt that the movie dragged. I don't mind the actors. I think it's fast paced. Like you don't have to wait an hour for something to happen. And like I said, some of the special effects are a little wonky, but the good practical effects, the fight scenes, are really good with Liu Kang and freaking Scorpion and Liu Kang and Reptile. And the nostalgia critic, I love this review. Is like, oh, let's celebrate with more fighting and point. Is it going to lead to another pointless action scene? I'm like, it's not pointless if that's what the game was. And the director, Paul W.S. Anderson. He's a hit or miss director. I like this film. I haven't seen Event Horizon. I do like the Death Race reboot with Jason Statham. He's a badass in that. I know he's a Brit. I get it. His Resident Evil movies, I will say this: they have a mixed variety. The only thing I don't like what they did with Alice is that they made her just like the hobo, a superpower being that can do everything. Bullshit my dick, Paul W. Anderson. That's your wet dream. In the first two movies, she's tolerable. After that, she can do everything and have force powers, and I'm like, no. Fan fiction. Fan fiction. Plus, Paul Anderson only directed the first movie, and he only wrote or directed some of the others, but not all of them. But this he did, and he did a good job. I like this movie. It's very underrated. It should get special features. I don't know why this DVD is bare bones. I don't even know if this DVD is going to work, but who knows? I don't think it will, but I'm going to test it out. And if it doesn't, but the film itself is cool. Look at these pictures. Awesome. Looks just like the game. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to get this on Blu-ray sometime or get another copy because this one's pretty scratched up. But it's a fun movie. If you have not seen Mortal Kombat from 1995, shut your brain off, get some popcorn, turn on the volume on your TV or your if you stream it. It's got an incredible soundtrack. It's badass, just like in the game. And I was more of a Street Fighter kid because I was not allowed to play violent games in the early 90s. I was too young. I didn't play my first violent game until 1997 when I was like 12. So I was a much older kid. But this movie wasn't too violent for me. I liked the cast. I like the fact that they have a lot of references to the game. The ending is a little bit weak. There's a sequel bait ending where you see the Emperor. No, not the Emperor from Star Wars. I think it's Shao Kahn. And it's like, you pathetic fools, I've come for your souls. And Raiden's like, I don't think so. And then you get that kick-ass soundtrack, and then the movie ends. And then there's a sequel, which was not that great. It's watchable, but it has a lot of problems. This one has less problems. But Mortal Kombat's fun. I do need to see this movie again. If the disc doesn't work, I'll just get another copy. But if you can get this on Blu-ray, or if you could get it on Netflix or stream it online somewhere, it's worth your time. It has a lot of good in it, considering that it's from 1995. There's a lot of films that come out nowadays that have worse CGI than movies from 95 or 2005. But this one's not one of them. This is actually a fun movie. And there's a lot of films that it has a budget for what it does, and it was a huge hit. And while it got a mixed reaction critically, I do like the film. Yeah, the effects were done by Alec Guinness and Tom Woodruff Jr. Those guys are really talented guys. See some of their early work in the 80s and the 90s, and you'll see magic. They know what they're doing with special effects. So there. That's the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie. Has its flaws, but it's entertaining, underrated, and it deserves better on DVD and Blu-ray. It should be. It should. This movie should get a lot of more attention. I hate these flipper discs, by the way. You see these flipper discs? They're like, yeah. I think this. I don't think this is gonna work, but who knows? Maybe it will. If it doesn't, I can always replace the disc. That is not a problem because this film is easy to find online. So that's Mortal Kombat, guys. PG-13 movie that I got that kind of is overlooked now because now we got they think video game movies. Yeah, you got Warcraft, you got Assassin's Creed, and you got freaking the new Tomb Raider, which did nothing. This did better than the new Tomb Raider because you got a freaking British chick who, not that she can't act, she's just not a leading woman, and she gets hit by a tree trunk in the trailer. She like hits a tree trunk, and they try to make it realistic, and it's got a bunch of actors that you waste. That's why nobody gives a fuck about your SJW agendas, Hollywood. Even for video game movies, we're tired. We don't mind seeing a grown ass man being a lead and being badass and not making them the weaker sex. Because there is no weaker sex. We're all human. We're all created equal. And this is not a political video. I'm only doing this to say, yes, screw those agendas. Captain Marvel better be good on its own merit, not just because she has a badge, because she is a badass character with powers that fit her and fits the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyway, see Mortal Kombat. If you haven't seen it, one watch is not going to kill you, but I definitely have to get a replacement for that disc because it's just massacred. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.